I got to edit more now. So, since cows can't use the internet to order things, they have to use a catalog.
Do we
That's
have a
4 or 5 seconds.
do we have a crickets?
I might be scraping the bottom of the barrel for jokes now.
What's up, guys? It's time for the 103rd episode of the AFoOL podcast. And there's Joey. That's he's over there. That's Joey. We're in his basement. This is his deal over on BrickTrains. And down below, we thought we found BrickTsar, but it looks like we've got TrainsR today.
Trains are dead.
I never know who I am.
And apparently nobody knows where you're at. Because that was the number one topic question I got.
Well, if they watched my channel, they know I wouldn't be there.
I know. I know.
Yeah. So, and Jason, to be fair, got the "Where's Alex?" question.
Yeah, I just want to say, as we're getting started here, I really did enjoy the breaking news convention special with BrickTrains. And I think my favorite thing was y'all bullying other people into following our channels.
My favorite thing was my favorite guy was the one he said, Jason said, "So have you heard of the breaking news?" He says, yes. I'm #1 fan. Well, how long have you known about it? About 2 minutes.
yeah. And so there was the one part where there was the random guy pushing the squeaky garbage can.
Yeah.
And then later M&R's ruffling through a garbage can. That was great.
Yeah, that was a good episode. That was a good on location episode.
Yeah.
I think that was a good warm up. I think they're gonna try and do it for brick slopes. So
Okay. Well, Jason's just got real talent.
Yeah.
He might be under demasiated, but that was one of the best. That's a reference.
No, yeah.
Well,
It was one of the best recaps of a convention. It was very watchable.
Yeah. It wasn't just 30 minutes of watching mocks or
Right.
ball contraptions or.
It's he had a plan. What in the world is going on? I hope you guys can't hear that.
Nope.
Okay.
Not this week.
Good. Yeah, no, he had a plan and he executed to it. And it wasn't like he had a script, but he had an idea. He wanted to do the man on the street, and we had a couple places that that we talked and introduced some things that we knew were coming up. And through the editing, there was a few things that we already had filmed.
Right.
I thought it was interesting that because Heather pointed it out, she's like, "Yeah, you change shirts in almost every episode or every
every segment."
Well, different day.
Trying to give me a challenge.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we had fun. Tanya and Jason are great people, and we had a lot of fun. So I hope they had fun at Brick World, being their first one. So it was neat.
Wish I was there.
So does a lot of other people. Let's get this out of the way since we're talking about Brick World right now, and we talked about where's Jason and Alex, or where's Alex and Jabo. I ran into a couple, nice couple, younger couple. They're young, and they kind of had a little beef with you, Jabo.
A beef?
Yeah, I mean, they're not really. It was, this. They wanted to make sure I did mention it to you. I guess they were in Atlanta, and I think they flew in. I think on their way to somewhere else or whatever, and they tried to talk to you. Or communicated with you that they were going to be in Atlanta, and I don't know.
Oh, is it Sands?
Yeah, Sands and
Clay. What are you talking about? He never. He told me he was coming. He never told me when. He said the end of May, and then I'm like, yeah, let me know. And then I never heard from him again. So,
in June.
Sands, you didn't call me back. You didn't. I didn't know what day it was, and I probably wouldn't have been able to get with him anyway because I'm pretty busy. And Atlanta's not. I'm not in Atlanta. Right. I'm actually far from Atlanta. So yeah, I feel bad. I mean, he looked like he was pretty busy that weekend. I did watch their videos on the Lorcana, whatever that is, card game thingy that he posted. Sam's got another channel where he posts a video every day. So
I probably
did,
have subscribed to that. Then.
Yeah, it's SANS with periods in between. But so yeah, I did watch your videos, but I'm sorry that I don't think you would have had time to.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he was just wanting me to give you a little grief.
I really like that guy.
Oh yeah, he's really nice. Yeah, but we were trying to get into the garage sale, and me and Jason were standing there and in line because it was horrible to get in. They gave you lottery tickets, so it was like 4 slots every 15 minutes to get in, and I got like the last slot before it was open to the public, the 9 o'clock slot. But Jason had got the first 15-minute slot. So Jason said the only reason Tanya wanted to go in there was to keep him from spending money. And I said, I'll take care of the money. Don't worry about that. And she's like, I don't trust you. But we went in and he didn't spend a lot of money, but we came back with my tickets to go back in, and Clara was standing behind me. And the whole time we were at Brick World, we would see somebody like Holly on Film or Emma Source or somebody, and he goes, "Hey, you want me to go introduce you to them?" I'm like, "Do you know them?" He goes, "No." Well, how are you going to introduce me if you don't know them? He says, "Oh, it's easy. Just watch." I was like, "Oh, dude."
Yeah.
So we were standing there, and Clara just walked up behind us, and we were talking about something. I seen she had walked up, and I know she don't know who I am. And I just said, "Well, let's ask Claire. I'm sure Sands knows." And she just kind of got that look on her face, like, So I was like, "There, how's that work?" He said, "Do you introduce me to somebody you don't know? I'll do it to you."
Yeah. So Jason, it's a good skill set to have. Is to just pretend like everybody already knows who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I saw somebody who he said, the famous person. He said he sees all these people that he's worked with, but he doesn't remember. He kind of remembers them, but he doesn't remember them. So when they come up, they'll be like, "Hey, such and such." You're like, this guy. Next thing you know, they're in a conversation, and he just doesn't know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing me and Heather have. If I don't introduce her, she knows that I don't know who they are, don't remember their name or whatever. So she'll say, "I'm Heather, you are," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce you." So then she gets the name.
I think a lot of people, normal people, that especially if it's somebody you've met previously and they get that familiar face, you feel bad if you forget somebody's name. Yeah. But if you play on that, you can also make people think they know you, even if they don't.
Yeah.
Just that, like, "Oh yeah, you remember we
were at that thing? Yeah, a couple years ago. Yeah. Oh, we had a best time. It was awesome. Oh, so we want to do this. Did anybody have a vault set? I put some stuff in there. I got one in there. I just didn't jump on anybody's toes.
Well, I went and got my puzzle, but I don't have floor space for it, so I saved my puzzle for when you do your puzzle.
Okay, well, we just do a puzzle roundup, but yours is different than the one I'm getting. Yes,
it's a rose art puzzle. Is that what yours is?
Okay, yeah, no, mine will be a rose art.
Different
theme. We'll save it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I've got is something that Earl's gonna like. Oh, I guess I should make myself.
Wait, I could have got that set.
I got that set.
I got that set.
Why is it not making me go?
Are you trying to go big?
Yeah. Let's see. How many years have I been doing this, and I don't know how to do it. So 4850.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my ratty instructions. They are really in bad shape. But this is the one that has that really cool sig fig or minifig.
Is that the one from your city, or is that?
No, this was the one that's with this set. But I have.
You got 2 of them?
I have 2 boxes.
Okay.
I have 1 set of instructions. I have 2 Spider-Mans, but that's it.
But one Spider-Man's for that other set you made up, right?
I actually have another one for him. Yeah, I have 3 of those Spider-Mans. So I got a set of stickers. I got the vehicles.
Yeah.
There's a police car, and then the signs, which are kind of cool. Little red spiders, black cat, and then that's that era where the stickers are just terrible.
Oh yeah, they come off easy.
Yeah.
Is that a breakaway thing or?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So pretty cool.
And that set came with how many figures again?
It came with 3: the police officer, a bad guy, and the Spider-Man.
Okay, so it's not one of those that confuses me with Peter Parker and Spider-Man in the same set.
No, it's just Spider-Man in the set. That's a pretty good theme. I actually have all of those except for there's a multi-pack or something there where several of them come
So
in one box.
You have the bridge?
Yeah, I have the bridge.
That's a nice set.
It is a pretty cool set. Yeah, I got them all on a shelf down here that's probably never been in a video before.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
so. What year was that? 2003.
Is that early 2000? Hang on, I got it. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but somewhere 2003. Yes, for
It's just weird that the stickers from the 70s have lasted better than stickers from the early 2000s.
So what year was the So Stupid minifigure?
That's in the early 2000s.
Okay, because I just saw
the same era.
Yeah, I just saw 2 of those at that little brick store, and both of them, the stickers all cracked.
Yeah, and it's like I know I've used that figure in videos a lot, but most of the cracking happened with it just sitting up there on the shelf, not even touching it.
Yeah, it's like the paper itself deteriorated or something. It was not a. Yeah, I got a set of stickers.
Like that set of stickers where it's not peeled off, they're in fine shape, right?
Yeah, they appear to be.
I put those stickers on when I built that 10 years ago, and I bought a new set of sticker sheet.
I remember that.
Sheet.
They're trying to curl up a little bit.
I wonder if after the adhesive is applied, it starts to break down later.
I wonder. That's a good yeah, because if it's the paper is curling up or the adhesive is causing it to curl up, because these have been stored flat, it wouldn't be able to curl up on a piece of plastic on a Lego piece. So it made just
It's a type of glue or adhesive they used.
But these were also they had a little different feel to them too. It seems like they were, I don't know,
more papery feeling, I think.
Yeah, they just didn't.
But it's disappointing because most sets from that era, the stickers are bad now.
Yeah,
unless you never applied them.
And I bet you money that those right there are no good. If I try to put them on, I bet they would fall apart. I bet I would think so. Okay, well, that was an exciting episode. No.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
So let's go back to that garage sale. It was so crowded. Was it as crowded as that clip that Jason showed?
Yes. The clip that Jason showed was closer to 9 o'clock. So you already had an hour's worth of people going through.
Wow.
And it wasn't like the people were coming out, but it's kind of hard to explain, I guess. Well, the line went all the way to the hotel, so I don't know.
Wait, so their garage sale, it's a line?
So it's in a separate room. It's a pretty big room. And they set up the tables and stuff in there. It's just one of the conference rooms there at the resort or the conference center. And this year they just gave you every 15 minutes they raffled off tickets, and
that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, they just let more people in. Every 15 minutes more people came in. The theory, I guess, was that some people were coming out. They were never counting heads and making people come out, but the room got crowded. And the whole time that Tanya and Jason we were talking, they were talking about the heat and the humidity and stuff, how different it is out in Utah and stuff. When you walked in, and I'm used to 75 to 100% humidity in the summertime. It's, it's air you can wear around here. It's like that in Atlanta and New Orleans is absolutely get it, right? Well, they're not used to it. You walked into that room and it was not just humid; it was people humid. It,
Oh yeah, that's worse.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was thick in there. So, and you couldn't stir people. It was shoulder to shoulder trying to walk through. I've never been to a convention like that that's had such a giant yard sale.
Yeah, usually the yard sale's like 10 minutes, it's over. Because
Right.
all the good stuff goes in 10 minutes and boom, everybody's gone.
There were people that carried stuff in that had as much as some of the vendors did at the,
Wow.
it's just like they had a couple tables just piled high with stuff. Somebody, there was a giant box of my own train stuff sitting down on the floor.
Yeah.
I think somebody must have got it pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There was a lot of. I got an Indiana Jones set.
Yeah, the airplane one.
Yeah.
So is it just used stuff, or is it people like trying to sell new stuff, or it's all over the board?
It's all over the board. Yeah, there was one guy that had a table, and he had probably a dozen bags of just parts. I don't know, like big Ziploc baggy, like gallon bags of parts. Yeah, and he just had prices on them to people that had that Darth Maul bust that you had put together or built. Yeah, they had one there in a sealed set, and then somebody else had one that was built. Sealed gifts with purchases. That plane I got was a bag just of parts with the instructions in it. It's just all over the board, and it's just people just bringing their stuff. So
yeah,
it was pretty good. It was interesting times. So, but that's the complaint is trying to get in. They're having to deal with the fire marshal.
Yeah.
Too many people.
It almost seems like you would have 5 in, 5 out or something.
I don't know how. I heard several people say, why don't they just have it in the convention center? Because the convention center is just ginormous, 100,000 square feet or whatever. But there's not a lot of room in the convention center that's not already preoccupied. There is a concession stand. I know that's how they did it at BrickTsar, Alabama, is they would just basically go to the convention stand. But that in the last 2 years ago, that was where they did it. And the tables were completely overwhelmed, and that whole corner of the building was just completely overwhelmed with people. I think the difference is that you just kind of could walk in and out of the area, and it wasn't. I don't know. The perception is different when you're just going into a closed room. It feels more crowded, I guess.
Do you think people brought too much stuff and didn't sell it, or maybe they're asking too much, or were there good deals to be had, or?
I think there were some deals to be had. I think there was obviously stuff that was going to be carried out, or carried back home, I should say. I can't really say, like if half of it sold. I know a bunch of it sold. Okay. I mean, you were hard pressed to find a person not walking out carrying something. Even Dakota carried something out, right? He found something to buy.
Wow. Was there any Dacta stuff?
I've got something for you, Jabo.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
I didn't see any Dacta.
Oh.
Claire, when we were standing there talking to her,
it's one of our random finds.
She was looking for Paradisa, or not Paradisa. Well, Paradisa, Scala. Looky there.
Oh yeah, one of those little packs. That one's sealed. Yeah.
Nice.
So some kid didn't pass the class.
Yeah, I've got to get that to you.
Cool.
I did see Claire carrying out a box of Paradisa stuff.
So,
I mean, there was all kinds of stuff there. Everybody should have been able to find something now. I don't know.
What's sad? I think I saw somebody talking about this, about collecting, but one of the earliest themes after I started YouTube that I finished completing was Paradisa. And those sets have been in that box since the last video was filmed, which probably was 2013 or 14 or something. I saw the box the other day when I was looking for some things to sell.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not selling my Paradisa.
Yeah.
But I haven't done anything with it in
With
10
it.
years. Yeah, it's not on. It's all packed away in a box.
But it's complete though, right?
Oh yeah, I got all of them.
Yeah.
I haven't checked to see if I don't think I got every one of them. I think there was still some missing. I have to look it up.
I don't have
we
all
got
the boxes.
we got a lot of the box. I tried to get everything with a box.
Yeah.
But I also have a lot of it on the train layout. There's a city. Sorry, Earl. City. There's a whole section of it there that's just a Paradisa beach.
Yeah. The thing with Paradisa is I think some themes are probably good just to be a small run.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was several years, there's not a large number of sets, so you can collect it and be satisfied. Whereas, like, if I was to try to collect Lego Friends, I mean, I got at my feet, I got about 30 sets right now that I never opened. And that's only a tip of the iceberg of Friends.
Yeah. It's
never going to have the nostalgia
that
Paradisa has for me.
No, there's just too much of it.
Yeah.
It's like City or Star Wars. It just never ends.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming.
The only thing that makes Star Wars separate from all of those is you always get new people coming in. And then you got characters based on IP. But yeah, I agree. Like the whole city thing is saturated, and
nobody really. There's no there is some nostalgia for the old city police stations and fire stations, and I would imagine that.
But those are town.
Well, they are, but those are the things that we had when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine Dakota's going to have some kind of nostalgia for some of the sets that he had. Like right now, he's into building the boats. So he's got all the Lego because the pools are open, right? So what's a 7-year-old want to do? Float the boats, right? So when it's in the middle of the winter, he'll get back to the trains and the other things that's not out. But I can imagine there'll be some city sets that he'll go, oh, I had that. Now, the difference is he has a grandpa that is every time something they say, well, this needs to come off the shelf and it goes in a tub. And
so do you put it back, like part it back together and make sure it's complete before you put it in the tub?
Well, no, it's just in a tub, and because they hand them back to me built, and they were not very. I think all the instructions are there. I have a pile of their instructions too. And they're all in a tub and a bag, but I don't know. I haven't put it all together and married everything up to the instructions. I just put it in a tub. It's what it was when they gave it to me. So but he got into it the other day. He said, hey, get that down. I want to look at it. Okay. Got it down. And, it's
so speaking of the instructions, did EM have the QR code on
the stuff that he has?
Yeah.
Everything he has, we've scanned his QR code because he's wanting to use those points to buy a Titanic. We're at 100. We're at $100 right now.
Well, you can only use 3.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
So I have an interesting story for you.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. So I went to buy the Avengers Tower for double VIP, and I was going to use 2 gift cards, pay half of it, pay the difference with my PayPal balance. You can either pay PayPal or you could go past PayPal and use your credit card or whatever, and you can't use codes if you pay for PayPal because it directs it to PayPal, and so you can't.
Yeah.
So had to save them darn gift cards.
But if you go in through the checkout, because I know it gives you that PayPal option,
and if you click that, you go pay for it in PayPal. If you bypass that to go to the next step to put your codes in for your gift cards, or then
you can't go to PayPal. Then
you can't go back to PayPal. You're
really
on that. Yeah.
Huh. That's a problem then, isn't it? I thought, yeah, okay.
So did you still bought it though?
Yeah, I just figured I'd save the gift cards for another gift with purchase when it comes around.
Yeah, we rationalize things.
Yeah. Well, I think I got $15 back from Rakuten and
Oh,
got double insider
my
points.
goodness.
So,
I have not done Rakuten. I have probably lost thousands of dollars.
well, use my link and sign up with my link.
Oh, okay. I think I am signed up. I think that's the problem.
yeah.
Every time somebody mentions Rakuten, I go and I
You
already
think
got an
about yeah. Well,
account.
the problem is half the time it's like I think Lego all the time is 1%. I mean, if
Oh,
you forget that, it's no big deal. But
yeah, yeah.
but if you catch them on good weekends or so, I think it was 10% back.
Yeah. So Capital One Shopping has something similar, and I think
Yeah.
that's what I've been using.
Well, Microsoft. If I use my Edge browser, I use Edge browser, and if I shop there, I get points back from going through Amazon and Lego. There's a whole list of things that I get points for, but
Mhm.
I've used that before too, where I think I had like $60 worth of points and
Hmm.
was able to use that.
Nice.
So,
Well, with Rakuten, they just deposit it into your PayPal account.
That's
oh,
good.
that's nice. Yeah, I need to sign up for that.
So I do it for Christmas. When you Christmas shop online, that's when
Yeah,
they have a lot of good promos. And
my daughter does something where she scans receipts. So if
my wife
anything that
does that. My wife does that too.
does she?
I'll
Yeah.
go to the dollar store and get a whole train of receipts for her, and because nobody ever gets their receipts at the dollar store. So they're always like so when I get
Yeah.
mine, I just grab them all and
Yep.
I got yeah.
So do we want to talk about this scalper reseller thing that
Yes.
Jason and Alex stirred up?
Yes.
I
'Cause
think
by the-
the problems is in the definitions
Yes.
and the
think so.
connotations that the words
Yeah.
imply.
Technically somebody would say, well, if you buy it for X and you sell it for more than retail, then you're scalping.
That means every
I-
retail store is a scalping
Right.
place.
I don't agree with that.
So
I
there's
think
got to be a difference between a retailer and a scalper.
yeah.
Well, the
I think
definition for scalper is somebody that is selling tickets or shares, or reselling tickets or shares.
well, I feel like if there's not too many cases, but if you was to the Bricklink designer program, you could scalp that because there's only so many. You could actually sell yours for more before you even have it in hand.
And I
But
think that's a good point because it is
but
limited.
but if you have, let's say you bought one, like we all bought one, and 15 years from now, you've never opened it, and you've decided, well, I'm never going to build this, and you sell it, and you make money off of it, you're not scalping by that point. You're just
No.
reselling it.
Right. Right. Well, I think it's the limited, like a ticket. I mean, there's only one ticket, right? You're going to only sit in section 7, row
Mhm.
4, seat B, or whatever. That's, these Lego sets, well, the Bricklink designer program, there's 30,000 of them, at least these last round.
Mm-hmm.
So
That was a very good interview he had.
Jason, yeah,
That
he
was
did.
very good.
Yeah.
And then he gave the Lego employee his
Kyle.
yeah, and I'm like, I think Lego's pretty particular on their copyright, and it might not be the best way to.
And yet, Jason and Tanya, and well, I've done it. We've all gone into the Lego stores with the factory and printed tons of figures with our logos on them. It is absolutely, the stores don't care.
Yeah.
Well, you saw Jason said they misprinted his, and then they just gave him to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. It was funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But I was a scalper or I did something that might be like a scalper. What do you call it? Something that they do, like let's say there's a limit of one per household,
Right.
and then you get multiple accounts with different addresses, or you get your family to buy as many as you can. You get your mom and your grandma and your sister, and so they get more just so they can resell them.
Right.
I used to do that not with sets, but with the Lego magazine. They only allowed one per house. I was getting 3 of
Yeah.
Lego Club magazine.
Yep.
Yeah, but you weren't. Were you getting them so you could turn around and resell them the next week?
No.
So there you go. I mean, you just
Yeah.
They're all still in his basement.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just found a loophole. You weren't.
Yeah.
Well,
So what happened? I'll tell you this. I have a really dumb reason for doing it. It's because I missed an issue. And so I had these where they were like overlapping because you didn't renew your thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm never going to miss an issue again because I'm going to have all these overlapping subscriptions.
Yeah. Yep. By the time this airs, let's see, this will air on what, the 5th?
It'd be in July.
July 5th. I will have our 2 other videos. Well, they should, the first and the third, I think the 2 videos go up. I've ordered stuff to get the Jules Verne. I ordered a.
Oh, me too.
No, I haven't done that. I haven't done that.
I ordered the green train set that,
Oh,
it's a train. I got to.
Oh,
I know.
I did. All right.
Oh, no, you're supposed to hold off on that.
I know.
There was a reason you weren't supposed to buy that.
Yeah, I know, because you want the Ghostbusters house. Well, as of the taping of this, the train set has not arrived, but the box with the gift with purchase and the trophy, the Jules Verne.
So you get all the free stuff and shipped separately.
Yeah,
wow.
And they shipped it in a big box, and of course the box got completely crushed. So now the stuff inside was okay, but the box was just UPS, not the post office, but UPS. Looks like they set something pretty big. But that video came out Monday, and then there was that day when I was filming it, another box showed up, which was all stuff that I ordered. So Jason gave Dakota a Darth Maul figure at Brickworld, and it was a found figure. I think Tanya found it somewhere. It was on the floor or something. I don't know. At any rate,
some little kid grabbed off somebody's box.
I don't know. Yeah, but at any rate, Dakota ended up with it. Well, that started out with Dakota telling me he wanted Darth Maul's friend, and I said, I don't know who his friend is. Who do you mean? He said the other Darth guy. And I was like, Darth Vader? He goes, yeah. Well, I didn't have a Darth Vader, but he went through the drawer back here full of figures, and he found all the Star Wars figures. So he got about 20 just oddball Star Wars figures that came in bulk sets and things that I've collected over the years. But we never came up with the Darth Vader. So I ordered 5 of those Darth Vader mechs. Because they're cheap, and it's the part out on it's double. I don't know if it's a great part out, but he'll get one of the Darth Vaders, and I'll put the Darth Vaders in the store and the parts and stuff. And
I wonder where you learned that from.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I have no idea.
Buy 5 sets to get 1 item.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, now I'm collecting Star Wars figures. Yeah. Thanks, Jason.
Well, hopefully he doesn't go towards old vintage clones.
Oh, well, he don't know. He's not watched the shows. He's not watched any of the movies because he's seen the scene where Darth Maul got chopped in half. And he's like, it's too scary. Star Wars is scary. I'm not watching that. But you're collecting the figures now. So I don't know. Even his mom's like, Star Wars is not scary, Dakota. You can watch Star Wars.
So speaking of Dakota, let's talk about this white elephant that you kind of. So for those of you who don't know, the white elephant game is the Dirty Santa game. What you do is everybody brings a one item or present, gift, an item, and then you draw a number. And different houses have different rules, but number one picks anything they want. Most of the times they're wrapped
they are, yeah.
And you don't know what you're picking. And then you go stand over to the side, and then number 2 can either steal your gift or they can pick from the pile. And then number 3 can steal. And so some houses play if you get 1, it's the best number, because at the end you can go back. Since you were 1, you didn't have a chance to steal. You can steal from the whole room.
Right.
So basically, if you had number 1, you take whatever you wanted.
Right at the end. And it's a fun game. When you're playing it with 5-10 people, it's a fun game. So Dakota goes and he's like looking and looking. Well, roll the clip, Joe.
Oh, let's roll the clip.
Got a clip.
No, not a 0. Kyle Converse.
Here too. Two skulls. It's two. So you can either steal or open up a new one, whichever you like.
These speed racers are cool. Uh-oh.
All right, you're locked in. You can go sit down.
Sit down, bud. Those are yours.
So
What was said?
it's a good game, but
That don't feel bad for that kid that he took those from, because that kid stole. Them kids are ruthless. That's a call
yeah.
of conscience. Those kids were just like, nope.
But the
I'll
real
take that.
question is, what did you steal from Dakota? Because nobody could see in your clip.
It was a bonsai tree.
Did you get to keep it?
Yes, I ended up with the bonsai tree because nobody
Okay.
stole it from me.
Well, Dakota wouldn't wanted a bonsai tree.
No. What you didn't see in that clip, that was his first gift. The first thing he grabbed was because he opened up a present and he got the bonsai tree. And well, you could tell he was super excited about it. It's like, so when it's time for me to go, and everybody
so he wouldn't be stuck with it.
Yes, and you were doing him a favor.
Exactly. So he got another try. Well, you didn't see it in that clip, but he got the Star Wars Darth Vader bust.
Oh,
He took that from a guy the guy was coaxing him. Dakota's dad was standing right there. He was, but the guy was, hey, you want this Darth Vader? It's pretty cool. Well, he took it. He thought, okay. And then some guy took it from him. So guess what Grandma did? She stole it from that guy and went down.
Yeah, it's a fun game. And and then people will get like a whammy gift, and then they're over there trying to sell it. Like, look, check this one out. So they're trying to upset. It's fun.
If you heard that somebody was saying these speed racers are cool or whatever, and it's right, but that's Judy, and she's been at Brick World forever. She used to work at one of the Lego stores, I think in Indy. I don't know where she worked, but she usually has a lot of cool stuff that she would stick in these auctions and these Dirty Buildster games. But she's just like that. Yeah, try this. This is really cool. It's like, come on, it's pot holders or something. Lego cake pans. These are great. Try them. Yeah. It is a lot of fun that playing. Now the rule is on the, like you were talking about, the first person to go doesn't get a chance to steal. But at here, is they get to go again as long as they didn't get stolen from. But if they got into the game, so if they hold on to the very first gift that they had from the very first draw, then they can take from basically anybody. So one is still the option to if you can get.
Yeah, and then you'll see the people with the good stuff are like hiding it behind their back.
Oh yeah,
they want you to forget about it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have that. Whatever, super cool, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
All right. So you helped Dakota out. I just want to make sure you weren't
that was a pity steal. A pity steal.
One making sure that wasn't like a vintage train or something that you were like, give me that.
No, it was not. Oh. Somebody posted a TikTok ad to our comments.
What?
Yeah.
Is it an ad or just a?
No, it's an ad. So I followed the link just to see, because I knew it was a bot, but it was a link to a YouTube video, and I thought, okay, what are they wanting us to see? Because it was already in my blocked section because it was a link. So I followed it, and it was a TikTok ad, and I thought it was the ad in front of the video for TikTok. No, the whole thing was just an ad for TikTok that's been uploaded to YouTube as a video. I was like,
how many views, how many subscribers does this person have?
I don't know. I just deleted them, blocked them from the channel. Yes. I did all the things. I was like, really? I was just amused that there was a TikTok ad uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah.
God bless you.
It's amazing that how little I think about things like that anymore. Whereas it used to be like overwhelming. Not overwhelming. It used to be just like every day. It's like spam. Link.
You had to work at it.
Yeah, and I can see large creators. it's annoying if you comment on their channel because you get the people impersonating them. And even with the new handles and stuff, people still find ways to make it look like it's them. Like, here, go to my WhatsApp. We're great. We're so glad you're a fan. Go to my WhatsApp, and I got something special for you. And it's like, I don't know why that still happens when it's the filters have worked so good for this other stuff, like like what you have. That nobody would have seen that link anyway.
Right? No, that nobody will see it, and they're blocked, so I won't see it anymore. So
yeah. The only thing I need to figure out how to make the hashtags bat on mine not go to spam, because if you, I tell people to do that every single time you do it, it puts it in spam.
Really?
Yes, I have to remember to go check my spam folder and put those comments where everybody can see. Because I've had people say my comment got deleted. I'm like, no, it's not deleted. I gotta click on the thing.
Yeah. Oh, I accidentally deleted somebody's message and it went by because I was I clicked the wrong one. It was it needed to be okay, check mark to be okay, and I had already checked 2 or 3 that I was like, oh, just delete, and I hit that one. I was like, oh, I don't even know who that. Whoops.
Yep, I've blocked somebody and I don't know who it was.
Yeah,
and I didn't, and I was like, oh, I hit the wrong one.
Yeah, so
they may never know. They
may never know.
But I think what happens is those people can still comment and they see the comment, but nobody else sees it.
Oh, that's how hilarious that is. So I saw the video where Ryan had mentioned my POGs, the dimension.
Yeah, you got a big shout out.
Yeah, he was pretty impressed with that when I gave him to him. He said, yeah, I saw that on Jabo's podcast with those other guys. Oh yeah, that would be me. Oh yeah, BrickTrains, yeah. Yeah, that's me.
So how did they go over as you were handing them out? Could people realize
so the ones that I handed out, there were several different kinds. Dakota and Cassie and Heather, they all had their own, and they were putting those next to like the tags. Like Brick World has a special name for them, and I can't pronounce them. It's some guy's name, and he kind of started it years ago, but it was because he was a Brick World master, and then from then on, the Brick World masters were kind of expected to do it, and now it's just kind of become everybody kind of does it. I call them a token. Most of the time, people will refer to it as a token. You leave your token, and a lot of times they just leave them beside the mock card that tells who it was in the mock and who made the mock and what the name of the mock is and stuff. So those people you don't typically talk to. I talked to a few of them. Everybody that got one, or if I gave one that just goes to the channel, they were all really impressed. It's like, oh, that is cool. How'd you do that? I was like, just download an NFC app, and told them.
No, you shouldn't tell them how you did it.
You got to watch my video where I explain it.
Well, yeah.
Here's the POG to take you to that video.
Take this POG to go and watch that video. But I'm getting comments on those videos. The people, I'd say maybe a quarter of the people. I found one on Instagram. Some lady posted a picture, and I seen in the picture, so I commented on that on Instagram and hey, did you see the video yet? So. But yeah, I think it's been pretty positive. People who have realized that they can do something with it.
Next year, how many people copy you?
Yeah, that's what I want to see. How long it? Yeah,
that'll be interesting. I hope it does kind of take on. I bought more. I got probably about 300 of them now.
And I was just one of the Fabuland parts that I'm having a hard time acquiring because I can't find people selling it that have other things. I was looking at their store and they had some for like 9 cents. I'm like, why would I buy that? I don't want to buy that.
You don't go to enough conventions.
Yeah. I would never do it. I was like, I just get them for you.
That's what I was going to say. Just start adding to your cart when you get 100 or so, as many stores as you shop, and say, hey, Joey, it's time for you to come get them.
Yep. What do we think about the new memory lane set?
It's a really nice set. I don't know if it's $6,000 worth of nice, but it's
Well,
really
two
nice.
people
set.
didn't have memories because
That's Let
they
me
put
see
it
those
on.
pictures.
They put it on eBay as soon as they got home. Pay for their trip.
Well, there you go. I mean, is that kind of the
Well, think about it. If you went as a couple, and you got two,
Yeah,
you sell one to
you want to sell
recoup
one
as
of
much
them.
as you can.
Makes
and you
sense.
Where's the picture? Yeah,
So-
there's the.
So let's try to figure out who on the back of the box is the one that's selling this.
Well, it's number 28. So 28 of 150 for that group. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's several of those through the year.
it has a bid for $6,000.
Yes, it does have a bid. You're referring to this picture. Who is it? So this is LIT1. So what is that? Lego Inside Tour 1.
The first one. So
Yeah.
this is the thing that's confusing. It says of 50, but
150.
it said 150.
It said 28 of 150. But
No,
yeah,
it's 28 of 50.
is it?
That's
Wait
a
minute.
slash, I think.
Oh, you're right. My bad. You're right. You're absolutely
Yeah, but is
right.
it 50 for?
But they
each
do
tour?
multiple runs.
Right.
So is that these 50 people here? That's probably 50 people. If you take out there's
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Well, there's less than 50 there.
less than 50. Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
but there's not less than 25. So a second
Yeah.
tour would have to get a second, and probably the difference would be like you said, the picture on
It
the
is.
back of the box would be the difference.
Right.
You get another 28, but the picture on the back would be different.
I
So look at
guarantee you Lego knows who that number 28
Yeah.
belongs to.
So go back to the other one. Is that rebrickable?
Rebrickable.
Well, can you?
Oh, can you
part it-
make it?
Can you part it together? There,
No, because look at this.
None of these people.
Oh,
That's in the
Yeah.
set.
Yes. Green, not red. The other one was red. So this is a different variant of that part.
wow.
Well, I know who's bidding on. I know who's that bid on this one.
Oh yeah. Got something you want to
Yeah.
tell us?
Oh no, I mean, if it's
Oh, you're
not,
right.
it will be. It'll be showing up soon, and that's a
Well,
hint. So,
Yeah, I have a hint. I have an idea too. I wonder if we have the same idea.
yeah.
You think it's somebody that likes ducks
Yeah.
in their title?
Mhm.
I don't. So the one that we're not showing is the other one here.
The $11,000 one.
$11,000.
10,500 euro.
Yeah, but
And
this
this
one
is under 15 or 25.
15.
I can't tell.
I did so good at reading it last time. Let me see if I can. It's 15 of 100.
That's a lower number. It's got to be worth more.
Yeah. See, and there's the duck right there in that little case.
Case. Yeah.
And those prints.
Oh yeah, you got Castle. You got.
That's that Red Baron there, I think, isn't it?
Does it have a Samsonite section?
Well, the Samsonite section of this is up in here somewhere. With like that boat.
I notice how there's nobody in the Samsonite section.
Yeah.
It's just. I know I've said it before, but it's always funny when I see these vault videos and everybody spends all their time in like the modern stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to know what that is. Oh, look at their little medals. Lego Inside Tour lit.
maybe that's the little thing they had to wear their badge.
Yeah, their badges. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of uniqueness in that set.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's going to be hard to piece together. Oh, look at that piece there. The vault.
Oh yeah.
Even if that's a sticker, still.
It looks printed.
It does look printed. You're right. Oh, look at that right behind her head. Is that not that's the I want that
The
now.
train?
No, the ferry, the train ferry.
Oh, that box behind her head.
Behind her head.
To the right of that, then
That looks like a train. Yes.
yeah.
You're right. That looks like what 720? No, which one had the green back? 726 has a yellow back. There's one has a green back. One of the original like 4 boat trains. Some of those stickers are going to be too cool. Dang, I ain't bidding $6,000, but
No.
Well, they'll come down.
Yeah.
No.
I hate to buy the.
I mean, they're still going to be
I wish
1,000 plus, but
I have a dilemma because if I went to the inside tour, I would want to get something special like this.
Yes.
right.
And it'd be nice that it's, you can't get it anywhere else. But then on the other hand, as somebody who's never going to go to the inside tour, it's like these are really neat sets.
They are.
And it's like every year there'll be another one. And it's like, I thought that I was done after the yellow truck, but then they had that fire truck that looked just amazing last year.
Right.
And now this, I'm like,
well, you want to look at let's look at the.
Have there been any instructions for the tractor?
No, nobody's posted any.
Still nothing?
Nobody's posted any instructions in a long time. The last 4 years, I can't find instructions for them.
I did not realize the Market Street was an.
It's just a reprint of the
Okay.
It's the same set with, I don't know if it's different packaging. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Well, I hope it'd be. Yeah. I mean, these cars would probably be a pretty.
Now, all those you can probably piece together. I don't know if those instructions are available.
Right.
The molding machines I thought were available, but I think it's somebody reverse engineered it.
But they also did a different version of the molding machine, didn't they?
They got a Lego house set,
okay.
and it's different color green. It's lime.
Okay. The Piper airplane's kind of cool because that's kind of like the airport there, right?
Yeah.
You haven't pieced that Legoland train together yet, Joey?
I haven't, no.
You should piece that together.
I probably
should.
Get
everything except for one of the minifig torsos and I think the sign sticker, but you need a reproduction of the sign sticker.
Was this? I guess it was. The Lego truck was the inside
I
tour?
Think all I can say that you look at some of these and then how does this clumsy Hans get in there? I mean, like, it doesn't feel like it fits with these other ones.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm glad I didn't go that year.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's when I would have been disappointed. If I'd gone, I'm like, I mean, it is a Downey home design, but still.
Right. Well, then this this tree, they made that into a set.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if it's probably a little different, but.
And I even think the system house is kind of
This one.
But wait, how did I miss the Lego factory?
The Lego factory. This one?
I don't remember this one.
Yeah. I don't remember 2022.
Wow. I'm way behind.
This fire engine's pretty cool looking.
Fire engine was just a cool looking set.
Yeah.
But,
and then here we are, memory lane.
Yeah.
I get it. I think the Pirate was the one that kind of broke the camel's back for a lot of us.
Yeah, but it's a different exclusiveness.
Yeah.
That is a retail set that's exclusive.
Yeah, to only the Lego house.
I mean, this is truly exclusive. It's a gift for going on the tour, which is really hard to do.
And very expensive.
Yeah.
They wonder if they give these people instructions not to post the instructions online. Because the early ones, there were instructions posted, but these last 4 or 5 years, nobody's posting them.
There's a little off topic, but there's a set that Lego made. It's an official set. I think it's pretty white box. I don't know that there's a lot of Lego branding to it because of what its intentions were, but it was designed by Lego and it was distributed by Lego, but it is an MRI machine.
Oh yeah.
The model, and it was only given to like hospitals that cater to children. And it was a display piece that the doctors and nurses could say, well, here's how it's going to work. Here's where you're going to be. You know, there are going to be noises. There's going to be. It was just a thing that kids could relate to because it's Lego, a toy, and that the doctors and nurses could explain to what was getting ready to happen. And I thought that was really cool. And I have never seen instructions. I've seen like a picture of one of them, and there was like a press release one time about it. But that's another set that, you know, it's kind of a cool thing to have an exclusive item like this.
Yeah.
These sets here should all have, in my opinion, because of what it is and how you get them, they should have exclusive pieces that can't be where you can't reproduce it, I think.
Right. Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. I just wish I do wish that all the people that would go would hold on to them. Because there are people in the world that are just going to get whatever they want because they can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, well, anyway,
You have to go.
well, I say the same thing about the airport set. I have and still can buy one if I want. Right? They're on eBay. I think they're on Bricklink. They're not hard to get. They're getting more expensive.
Well, they're not. Are they? I guess they're waiting on the third version of it to come out now.
If there's going to be, they need to because they sold out of the second version, right? So now they almost need to come out with a third version. So, but it's one of those things.
You got to think they're planning something, or they wouldn't have let the other one sell out.
You would hope, because that's just kind of a cool thing. To me, it's like a badge of honor to, hey, I flew through that airport, and that's the only way you can get that. And that's the same thing with these sets. It's the only way you can get these sets is to take that inside tour, and it should mean something to those people.
What's so cool about owning one if your picture's not on the box?
Well, yeah.
That's one thing you can't get unless you go.
Right.
Right.
You might could buy it from somebody who sells it on eBay for $10,500, but your picture still won't be on the box.
And you don't have the memories of going there.
No.
So, and that's the thing, right?
And there's our walk down memory lane.
Well, cool.
Yeah, I would love to go, but I don't see a situation ever coming up where I go because I don't want to go by myself. And it's just not priced.
What is the price to go?
Thousands of dollars.
And that's just for the tour.
Yes,
basically the tickets to do the factory.
You might still have to buy an airplane ticket and all that.
Yeah. Oh, getting there and hotel. I hope, and I know this is a big hope, but I hope they do something here. I mean, maybe not as exclusive as what they're doing there. Maybe not an inside tour. Maybe just every weekend they do.
Why not? Why not have an exclusive one here?
Well, okay. But then I don't want it to be that expensive. Why can't? This is the United States, and there's a lot of people here. Why couldn't they make it more like Hershey chocolate? You go to Hershey, Pennsylvania, you take a tour of the Hershey factory.
But I don't think they want that tour to be where you're just herding people in to get their.
Yeah, it's the same reason that they're not publicly traded.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't have a problem with how they do it. I don't, and because I know that they do make the experience, I think, good for what you're paying for. It's just not worth it to me to pay for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessarily a bad value, or I think it's what it is, and it's the price limits who can go.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Don't you have to plan that like 2 years out or something?
Well, you also have to win the raffle to get into it too.
Yeah, it's a lottery.
Yeah, because that's why there's the limit. It probably was just it limited itself in the early days, and now more people know about it.
Well, even if it's thousands of dollars, it's still not out of the reach of a lot of diehard Lego fan. I mean, if you really wanted to, you would go. If it was really that important, you would find the way to make it. You would find it. You would sell enough Millennium Falcons or part them out or whatever. You'd reach under that table and you would put sale prices on that Friends stuff, and it would get you the money that you needed. Just you could do it if you wanted. It's not out of reach.
I didn't go to Brick World.
I get it because you just didn't want to. That's the thing.
And that would only cost me a few $100s.
Well, trust me, it would cost you more than a few $100s.
Oh.
It's the tickets may have been a few $100s, but the travel there and everything else.
The hotel.
Yeah, that's one of the things too. We keep buying the ticket or Marriott. I'm a Marriott member, so it's a Marriott branded hotel. So we use our points and we use. Sometimes it's a better deal than the convention price, but either way, it's expensive to stay at that hotel. It's just outrageously expensive. You can just go across the street or across the highway and stay for half the price easy.
Yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Well, and that's what a lot of people do. You know, they just. But the problem then is Jason and Tanya stayed out, and we warned them that come early on Saturday and Sunday, or you won't get parking. Now we all left on Sunday because we all had to go home. But well, Jason and Tanya toured the West on their way back, but he was surprised because they were already parking people across the street.
Wow.
Already filled up all the parking around the convention center and was across the street into another parking lot, which it wasn't like it's just across the little street. It is across the major street there. It's crazy. This is probably the most people I've ever seen on a public day. And I didn't stay for the numbers. I don't know what the numbers were, but it felt like it was one of the bigger Brick Worlds that I've been to.
So,
it was probably the biggest Brick
So
World.
how did Dakota do? Did he lose the attention span you were worried about after a day, or was he pretty good the whole way through? Or
He was pretty good actually. He really did enjoy it. But we did keep him busy with other things, right? So we went to the museums. We went to a couple of the Lego stores, you know, so it wasn't like you were in, like me and Heather, we show up on Wednesday and then we usually as far away from the convention floor as we get is the bar where we, you know, lunch and dinner and then head back to the convention floor. But we spent probably less time at the convention this time than we ever had because we had Dakota with us and stuff. So, which I felt bad because there was times that it was, you know, Jason, they went and they did some stuff. Jason and Tanya, they went to went to one of the national parks and got their stamps and stuff for that. And they went to some of the Lego stores. Yeah, he did well. He really liked it. He had to put his little pogs out. He enjoyed doing that. So, and
I
yeah,
would like to go just to meet Dakota.
yeah,
I think it's kind of cool because, you know, I'm just papaw to Dakota, right? And these videos, he sees me either make them or he's in them, right? So he don't want nothing to, if I sit down to the computer to edit him, he's like, ugh, and he's gone. He don't want no part of that or anything.
Yeah.
But he knew Jason because Jason's that guy on YouTube. It's like, well, you know, I'm on YouTube too. Yeah, I know. But that's Jason. That's the other guy. So it's like, he bet a star, you know.
Wow.
And I don't know how many of the other people we recognize, but I pointed him out because I don't think he watches a lot. Like, I don't know that he knew who Ryan was. I don't think he watches Star Wars. Now he might, now that he's starting to collect it, he might watch some of Ryan's stuff, but it's
So circling back to that reseller thing,
okay.
Jabo, you're worried about selling some of your better sets on eBay because of box condition. But but there's a Lego store. It's called Brick. I think it's Brick Party. It's called Brick Party. I've told you about it before. And they've got all these sealed sets, and they're just out on the shelf for people, you know,
all dinged up.
People to grab, pull out, look at them, push them back in, and it's just like, I wouldn't be concerned about selling on eBay boxing. I would just,
Well,
Box has shelfware. Joey's doing his Alex impersonation.
well, I watched these UK sellers that had some problems over the years with eBay, and it got like national attention over there, and they had a one-on-one with the vice president or something with eBay UK, and they let them know some of the things to do to your listings to help them to show up in search.
Mhm.
And one of the things was use all 24 pictures.
Mm.
And I've tried. I get to like 10 or 12 and I'm done. I can't
Oh,
take
I
any more
know.
pictures of the. So I've been the stuff I've been listing. I've been taking pictures of the corners of the box, of the
Yeah,
tape
I would just.
so then it's like I say in the listing, you're getting what you see pictured.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about
Yeah.
some of those sets you talk about busting them and just parting them out because of the box condition. Or I'd still go on eBay and.
Yeah, so I may put some of some of those I mentioned I've already parted. But stuff is sold. I mean, I have it. I mean, it'd be nice if it all sold at once, but
Right.
it's like every day seems like something's selling, so it surprises me.
Sold all your curved track though, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, you guessed. I haven't gone back to look at the comments, but it's
I didn't have to guess. I saw it there on sale. I saw it.
Oh, you went to the actual. You found my eBay page. Okay.
I knew it was. I knew it was.
Is it linked? I keep forgetting to check.
You're favorited in my eBay.
Okay.
I knew it was 9-volt track. I was like, would he sell straight?
Would sell straight track.
No, I never sell straight track.
I know, but you made the comment about opening the box and everything. I was like,
yeah. I mean,
probably curved, but maybe he's baiting us. Maybe it's true.
But yeah, you can buy that curve track for like 50 cents a piece. That's like $3 or $4.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna sell a sealed box.
Yeah, I don't.
So are you as you're going through and you're trying to purge, are you finding stuff that not that you forgot about, that you didn't even realize you had?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm like, what's this? When did I get this? And I still find a random Chima set. I can't get rid of it. I found another one.
You'll be doing the same thing with friends too.
Uh-huh.
Here's another one. Here's another one.
Yeah. So I find stuff that I thought I only had one copy of. And then I found a sealed one. I'm like, oh. Like the maze, one of the early idea sets, the JK Brickworks maze set. I thought I got rid of all those a long time ago, and I found a sealed one.
Huh.
It's not worth a lot, but it's like, I thought I'd parted them all out.
It's kind of hard to keep track of the amount of stuff that we've accumulated.
When your collection gets into the hundreds of sets, it gets hard to keep up. Yeah. When it gets into the thousands, it's like, and then your memory's like, wait, did I sell that one? So I have one of the Toy Story sets.
Okay.
All right. And this is the thing, the most common thing that's happening. I'm like, okay, I already did a video on this set. And I'll set it to the side. Then I'll go search my videos and I'm like, wait a minute. How did I not ever do a video on this set? I can't find it on my channel. And I'm like, so I had the Toy Story set I was going to sell. It's is it over here? No, it's not over here. It's down in the basement. It's down in the basement. So I had I thought I had done a video on it. And I said, I'm going to sell the sealed one because I know I got a used one. I didn't do a video on it. So, and I do want to keep one of all the Toy Story sets. So now I got the sealed one. I'm like, guess I'll open it because it is worth more sealed than open.
Well, Are you sure it's the last one you have now?
I don't know. I'm keeping
I
it.
know.
I'm leaving it there, and I'm
wouldn't
not going to
open it
open
yet.
it until I
You might-
confirm that I don't have.
Yeah, I wouldn't open it yet. You might have one somewhere else.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then talking about forgetting what sets you've done videos on. I have some now that I've done 3 videos on.
See, that's why I have a spreadsheet that says what I've done videos on. Well, it says what the title of the video is. So sometimes my titles are a little out there. So, well, do we want to do comments?
Yeah, because I know we didn't have a poll.
We did not have a poll. Do we want a poll?
Maybe
The
the
poll.
poll.
Will there be a poll this week?
Yeah, maybe the poll
Yes.
should be: do you guys like polls? Should we continue with polls? Who cares
Nobody will
about
believe that we
polls?
will ever continue with a poll. Jason and them they have polls every week.
Well, Jason, I wouldn't say Jason and them.
Okay, yes, Jason.
Jason.
Let's see. Keel Jones. Keel Jones says it only took 102 episodes for Jabo to figure out how to share a screen.
I already forgot.
Yep.
One episode to forget.
WV Curls. Having not been to Brick World, can regular people go on non-public days? A ticket is available to get in on those days. What's some of the other differences in public versus non-public days? That's a good question, Joey.
Yeah, so the public day ticket will not get you to the rest of the convention. There are set drafts, the gift exchange, blind builds. There were panels by Bricklink this year. They had several panels. There were Brickmaster from Fox's Lego Masters. There were panels from them. There was a beer draft, a soda draft. There was some kind of Duplo game, minifig speed builds, and they have that at age groups, so little kids all the way up to big kids like me. Train. I still don't get this one. I just don't understand why they do it. You can't see it either, but there's the train demolition derby. So basically 2 figure 8s that are intertwined, and you just put your trains on there until.
Oh, is that
That's
what
from
that
my
thing?
video. That's from my video.
Is that what that thing was? That video clip you had? Was it you? Yeah.
Yeah, Dakota was trying to film it from up above.
Yeah.
You can't film
Still
it
couldn't
because
see it. Why did they put it like against a table where nobody can see it
I don't know.
instead of up on the table?
I think the reason they don't put it on the table is because the trains then will fly off the table.
Then they're not really demolition people.
Yeah, that's
Right.
If you're going to be a demolition, you got to be all in. If it breaks, it breaks.
Well, and that's the funny thing, because there were some people there that had some nice 10 wide diesel trains, diesel locomotives that they were running. I thought, oh, that's going to be great, because there's another guy that's got like a motor and a battery box.
He's got the blue ice train.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, all we are here is destruction, and they're on way 2 different levels.
Well, what if that big train was glued together?
I think that might be against the rules, but that would be interesting. Yeah,
I think you got to have a sleek nose train, but then that depends on, are you hitting the other train at the intersection, or are they hitting you?
exactly.
Exactly.
And if you're remote control, if you're Bluetooth, and of course everybody from the boat race people, that was another event, the boat race, the boat race and the train people all found out that when there's 2, 3, 1,000 people standing around, guess what doesn't work? Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
Because every stinking phone has got Bluetooth, and they're all trying to ping to each other. And yeah, everybody I felt bad for the kid in the pool, because he just kept standing there trying to reset it. And then, of course, what happens? Everybody's all of a sudden an expert, and they start shouting out instructions.
Oh my goodness!
And there's only one button to push, right? It's like, hold the 2 buttons down until they sync. Well, how about everybody turn off their cell phones Bluetooth, and then maybe that poor kid can get his boat to work.
Do you remember when we were kids and you had the remote control car, and your buddy would have the remote control car, and you would be on the same frequency?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they only had 2 frequencies.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 people at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot to do. In fact, it costs more than the public days to come for all days, but I would recommend that over, even if you're not going to bring a mock.
Right.
If you're the type of person that likes people, I mean, you could come for that. Or you can still see the stuff, but not be interfered by the crowd. If everybody's got their stuff built, that's the other thing. Sometimes people aren't done until the last minute, but
Right.
it's a lot. You can always see it after hours. The stuff. So I highly recommend the non-public days, but that is always going to be limited.
So how many people do the parts draft?
It must be super popular because every couple hours there is another set going on, and I haven't gone in, but if you get over like 20 people,
Yeah,
it gets a little unmanageable. But
I just, to me, the parts draft isn't worth the time involved, and
know.
they're not the ones that last shows I've been to, which they may do it different at Brick World. If there's not extra sets being brought in, there's like, why am I doing this?
right, yeah.
If I'm just bringing my one set and everybody else is bringing their one set, then it's like, I don't care. If I wanted to do this, I just go buy 20 of the sets and part them out.
Right. And that's a problem because you're looking at it exactly like I do. If I were to go into a parts draft, I'm going in it thinking like a Bricklink seller.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of these people are doing it that way. There's kids
mock
and
builders.
They're mock builders. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying it's like, I don't see, you still got to be worth your while.
I get it. And
you would think the people who are going there to do it, they know what Bricklink is. They know what
they do.
Brick wall is. So it's like, well,
and they probably get lug bolt.
Yeah, and somebody's going to get stuck with 1x1 round plates.
The only time I've ever done a parts draft I was at BrickTsar, Alabama, and Julian and everybody. Did you participate in that one, Jabo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a box full of stuff I never touched again.
Yeah.
But it was, the thing there was a large number of people that knew each other, right? And it was more of a group activity where we were, hi, you're going to get that. That's what you're getting, that kind of just more than what you're really getting the parts for. Although some people took it serious, but I don't know the people at Brick World. I don't like this time Tanya and Jason were there. It's like, none of us had any interest in it. So it was, there was no group people thing there.
How long does it take to sort a set out?
Yeah.
Do the parts draft.
It goes pretty quick if everybody helps.
Well, there you go. Everybody helps to help. Yeah. No, it takes a little bit of time, but if you got 20 people in there and each person is sorting out the same set, or they're sorting out a set, then it doesn't take terrible. But they do them in an hour. They're set up every, like an hour, and then there's an hour break. It depends. They're usually 200 or 300 piece sets. But I think they had all kinds of sets. I mean, there's, like I said,
it'd be terrible if it was all different sets. That would be
but I mean, each hour, each one was the same set, but they had different sets all. Well, I think
if the parts draft was you just showed up, then I'd be all in for it. But if I got to bring a set, I'm like,
Yep. What else you got, Earl?
Hold on, I got to get it back open. I timed out. You guys were making good conversation.
We talked too much. That was a good question.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What was the question? I forgot.
Dakota was stealing the Wi-Fi. That's what I always say when my kids have great service and I don't, don't, or I have spotty service. That was also VW Curls.
Yeah, that was
he was stealing it.
I just was not listening. I did not hear it. I didn't hear all the echo that you guys were, because Dakota's microphone was picking my loudmouth up.
Oh.
And I wasn't picking him up.
Well, that's how you determine who's got the echo. It's the person that doesn't hear it.
Yes. Well, that was me. I didn't get it. I wasn't listening to you guys.
It's okay.
It's like I said, you should have used your dad voices and said, "Look, Joey."
Wait, I got do your whole Willard Joseph Jones.
Yeah. Yeah. If you'd have popped a Willard out, I'd have been like, "Huh?"
JW Bowl. My girls and I went to Brick World on Saturday, and we all enjoyed different things. Emily liked everything motorized, like the great ball contraptions and the tables where she got to build stuff. Julie liked the more artistic builds and anything movie themed. And I liked everything space themed and enjoyed getting to spend time with Joey, Jason, and Tanya. And got to see Dakota build a boat out of red bricks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did it
Great
float?
people. No.
So who was that? Who was that from again?
JW Bowl.
Okay, yeah. I think he placed an order in my Bricklink store.
He placed an order in my brick.
Oh, Shy Time showed his mock off where all the parts came from Europe.
Yes. I got a shout out from Shy Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like this is the most noticed I've ever been at a convention, and I wasn't even there.
Jude. Hey, Joey, Dakota, Earl, and Jabo. Good one, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Blockhead UK. Another enjoyable episode despite the technical challenges.
Thank
As
you.
a Brit, it was funny to see Greg, London Bridge Bricks, pop up on the podcast. I wish I could afford to visit Brick World Chicago someday, but I fear I might have to sell off a lot of my Lego first.
Ugh.
That's all of our problems.
Yeah.
Ty Novel, I feel that there was a rant from Jabo about just another nice guy, aka Jang Bricks, that I missed. What's that beef about?
What? What's he talking about?
Yeah.
What's Earl doing?
I don't know. That's
I had to bring my screen back up.
Oh, his computer timed out too.
No, it didn't. I got the Adobe want to update, so I had to close that and open this back up.
I did take one video down, but there's one that's still up.
About Jang? About somebody?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
You just got to find it.
Gotta go
You only got
find it.
4,700 videos to look through.
Wow, 4,000.
And I don't have a beef.
Shy time is my time. Haha. I mean, I care about the community, the conversations, the people, sometimes more than just the bricks on its own. So we must have been talking about Shy Time.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had his quality.
He gave a lot of good ideas to Jason about. Yeah. Maybe you should do that. Like you were editing the shorts, stick that in the front of the video.
Yeah, or the clips. That's actually a normal podcasting thing that they do. They'll take a couple of clips, 2 to 5 clips from the podcast, and put it at the beginning as like the teaser for the podcast. But then they also stop in the middle for their commercials.
Yeah.
At their set time limit. Oh, it's time for. They got to do it like professional podcasters. They got to have that like exact time that they got to stop and insert their ad. We don't have to do that.
We don't do that because I don't put ads in. Yeah, and it's always, to me, when they don't do that, when you don't stop, hey, we got to stop for a commercial break here or whatever, it's jarring, right? Especially if you just let Lego, if you just let YouTube throw them in.
Oh, there. YouTube will put 42 ads in there if you let them. I keep forgetting on some of my longer videos, I appreciate it when people point it out, and I'll go back because YouTube is like they got total control over it now. You just got to totally disable the mid-roll ads because it's crazy how many of those.
So you can't put them in yourself anymore. I don't.
I can't. I can have the option to have them, but then they decide where they go.
They decide. Okay.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, because
it's annoying. Yeah, they took the bar out where you could choose to put them at a particular place. At least for me, I haven't. Maybe there's a way to do it. I just don't know. But
I don't even mess with the mid-roll ads. Nope.
Yeah. Chris Nelson, still a fun show. The laughter about the lagging made up for the lagging itself. Dakota did great. local to Chicago, so 24 was my 4th year at Brick World. First 2 years were just public viewing, and then this was my 2nd year displaying with the lug. All 4 years have been great and totally worth it. Highly recommended. Had the pleasure of meeting Joey and Jason and chatted on multiple occasions. Glad you all had fun at the convention too.
Awesome.
Yes.
So he's someone who knew about the podcast.
There were people I ran into. There were actual people that knew me and knew the podcast. Yes, so it wasn't a complete where's Jabbo at, but
Now, do we get the like? Yeah, I know about your podcast.
only from Cassie.
Oh, I like that. That was my.
Gears and Bricks at the 5-minute mark. Joey asking how things were, and Jabbo's response, "I don't know, but this is the best you've ever looked." When Joey's camera was pointed the wrong way. Strap in, kids. If this episode is this funny in the first 5 minutes, we're gonna have quite the ride.
And Dakota too. He had a long attention span for that.
He hung in there for a while, but he kept sliding down because he was sitting in that chair, and towards the end, Mom come got him because she could tell he was like
Getting tired. Yeah. And then we told you to take his computer, and
I know.
you refused it.
Turn it off.
Well, maybe mine will be better now.
I should know better than to try it down there. And then the extra mic, I never even thought of that. Never, but the Wi-Fi is so terrible down there. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
it's hard. It's in fairness to you. I mean, it would have been hard no matter what, even if you only had one.
It's like the last couple times that we've done that. Me and you did the one at Brick Fair, Alabama, and we had to get it far apart.
Yeah.
We were both on our phones for that one, but every other one that I've ever done, I've been up in the room.
How does
there's like 100-something people around me?
Yeah.
You just couldn't see them.
So how does Jason and Alex? They both have mics, but they don't interfere with each other.
They're on the same. I have 2 mics as well.
Is it because they were on 2 different?
They're on the
broadcasts?
same. They go to the same phone or camera.
Oh, so if you would have just been using one computer, that would have been way to go.
And he would have needed dual mics, which you probably didn't have, or a splitter for your headphones.
Yeah,
I got you.
I didn't think it through.
And that's the thing with the battery powered. Hey, battery powered bricks. The battery powered mics is you got to make sure they're fully charged. And that's going back to what Shai was saying. It's like I felt for. He had the one guy. He recorded 2 podcasts with him, and they both failed for different reasons. One, it was the audio, and the other one, it was the video.
Right.
And it's like you can have the best gear in the world, and you can have technical issues. But this
Jason.
one thing I always try. I check my microphones, but sometimes they will randomly shut off while I'm recording, and you don't know it.
Yeah, Jason. See, it happens to everybody. We're the gold standard, and we still have technical difficulties.
But see, we're too dumb to stop. We just
I kept plowing on. Well, see, and it's funny that you say that because I've had the way I set up and record, there's 2 cameras going on, and then I use a lav mic that's going into a Zoom. So I have 3 audio tracks that I can pick from, and then there's 2 camera angles. And I've done this before where one camera didn't record or the Zoom recorder didn't record. And what do? Instead of going back and reshoot it, I'm just too lazy. I'll use it, and then whatever's the best that I can. This piece of video where like Shai had 2 recordings go bad, and I would imagine there was probably something he could have used because I know he has redundancies because he's using multiple cameras, but it just didn't meet his standard.
Yeah.
And that's good that he didn't want to put something out less. Whereas I was just like, throw anything out there.
Oh man, if I had to start worrying about quality, I'd be done.
You know how
I'm all about simplicity.
Yeah.
And I would like to do the multiple camera angles sometimes. And so I have occasionally, but it's a lot. The more devices you have, the more work your video is. And like, for instance, if I wanted to get different shots of my trains running, I've tried setting up 3 or 4 cameras. It's actually less time consuming for me to just take the one camera and move the train around a bunch of times and get the shots that, because I thought I'd save time by setting up all these different cameras where I could just send the train through once to get all the shots I wanted. But then I got to go through all the video and edit it, and that takes longer than it would just to take my camera over there and film the different shots I want.
So you're editing on iMovie, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I used to use Adobe, and now I use DaVinci, and I switched to DaVinci, and I started using Adobe because they have the multi-camera feature.
Yeah.
And you can layer the cameras, and you can pick as it's playing. Oh, I want this camera angle, and now I want this camera angle, and I went like I would mix a live sports event or whatever.
So you record everything all at once, and then you can pick.
I could pick as it's going, and then I could fine tune it after I've done that gross pick, right? And then I can move.
But this is,
but
and I say Jason does what I do in some of his videos. It's like you can be talking about something, and you have it here. You film the close-ups separately and put those over. They don't have to be from the actual same time that you did.
Right. But I find that harder for me.
Okay.
It's just a preference, right? Because then I got like I did one the other day, and I did the SLR digital SLR camera it shut off. Whatever things happen. So I didn't have any of that, but the regular video that I was shooting from my phone, and it had me doing that, or I was talking about this, and I was talking about. So then I was like, well, crap, I got to either reshoot all of this, or I look really stupid because the way I did it, I just couldn't use any of it, right? So I went back and I shot B-roll, it took me 3 times as long to do that because it's not
your normal workflow. If it's not your normal workflow, it'd be, and that's why it'd be a challenge for me to do it the way you do it, or the way Shai does it, or the way normal people do.
No, I wouldn't say normal people.
I pretty much record the same way I recorded from the beginning. It's like there's very little wasted footage. I record in clips. If I need to stop while I'm doing something, I'll stop the camera, and then I'll just pick it back up. And then I just splice it all together, post it to the YouTube, and then let somebody tell me the audio's bad. And then I'll fix it. Mayo, your audio stopped at 304. I'm like, oh, thank you. I guess I should have listened to it when I was editing. Because the way I figure it, I know what I said.
Right.
Unless I need to cut something out, I just splice, boom. I don't even listen to it.
DL Bricks. DL Bricks. I got both the Mushroom House and the Brick Cross Station. The price of the Mushroom House was obviously a factor, but I also legitimately liked it more than the 3 that I didn't get. It's such a novel idea and will have a good presence on the shelf. However, I don't like the sequel from the same designer that was just part of the most recent voting. It was a hot mess. Too big and too many colors. So I guess that one will get knocked out of the running, maybe.
Yeah. So is everybody worried about the? I think I may have bought too much from the one that's going to.
Yeah, I just got the
be coming out soon here.
Didn't we just get the? Did you just get the email about?
Yeah, make sure your credit card. I don't even know how to check it, so I don't.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know what am I going to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my card's been canceled. It's like I think I bought too much.
So I listened to Jason's interview with that designer guy, and I don't know that he helped. I mean, there was a great.
He wasn't here for the original stuff, so I don't know how much he would have known about how it was before.
Yeah, it's like he didn't even talk about the first. The original. What was it? 5?
Yeah,
4, 5,
it was
the original ones.
Yeah, but yeah, they're not part of this sequence number either. But he's talking about they got their production slot that they got to hit, and then they're 4 months back, and then I guess it'll be 4 every year. Or there's always one in production. I don't know.
I think as it goes on, people are going to be less and less interested in it.
I think so too.
I think so, because I think there's still a lot of the back to the scalpers and resellers. I think when it was more unique, I think there were more people buying it for the resale purpose, speculating on it.
Yeah.
There was also limited quantity.
The first run was people that just wanted the stinking sets.
Well, yeah, okay.
The very
fire
first
truck,
the fire truck and the monorail train and all that. It's like there were mainstream YouTubers didn't even know about it.
True.
The only people that knew about it were people that were on Bricklink.
Yes. But as they move forward with this, I think they're going to see less and less of that speculation.
Well, I think as long as they don't, I think what they need to go to like 25,000 and keep it there. If they keep adding 5 or 10,000, it's gonna be getting to the
I think
point
they
where
should go to a time frame. Like you have 3 days to order. And then whatever it is, that's what it is.
It's based on what
the needle does not move on these sets after the first day.
Yeah.
Like you go back and look at the are they still available? Did it end yet?
I don't know. It's so hard to get to.
Well,
you get a program. But how do they expect anybody to go to this? They make it so hard to find.
Right.
Bricklink Designer Program.
3 days.
It ends in 3 days, 17 hours. So it'll be over by the time this posts.
Yeah.
But that Ocean House has not moved. The logging railway hasn't moved. The Ominous Owl. I don't think I'd be surprised if they had 100 sales in the last 2 weeks on those. Yeah, those. So it's like literally they could have done this in 2 days and got almost the exact same number of sales. In fact, that's what a lot of like influencers do for their merch and stuff. They'll make it limited, like it's only going to be available for a few days, and that's so they sell more. And it's like they might sell more if they just said, "This is the Bricklink Designer Program. It's going to goes live here. You have 3 days to order. All sales will be honored."
So if you look at this, obviously the Brick Cross Station was the one that everybody wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the biggest one, wasn't
it? It's the one everybody wanted. So let's just say down the road, people still want that one. Are people still going to want the other ones because they had ample opportunity to get them?
Yeah, it's hard to. This is why speculation is such a slippery slope. Is like so if you had a time machine, and let's say you could go back, like what's something that is highly in demand now that is pretty recent?
Airport shuttle. Oh, pretty recent?
Yeah, I say something recent. Like this.
Ghostbusters Firehouse.
Okay, Ghostbusters Firehouse. Does it go for a crazy price now?
No, I wouldn't say crazy. About 800 to 1,000.
But I'm saying, let's do the Bricklink Designer Program since we're talking about it. So some of the early ones, they fetch a high price now, and they became where people, I better buy these because these are going to be a high price. Well, the reason those were high price because there wasn't a lot of people going after them. But if you had the time machine and you went back in time and you tried to buy a bunch of them up, it would counteract what made them valuable in the first place.
Right.
So you can't know. So
I think I would go back to that Targets and buy all my own train by the truckload.
So the castle set, the award-winning 8877, I think it's Vladek's Castle.
Okay.
All right. What's it worth now?
Really? $88.77.
Yeah.
Vladix Castle, just looking $400 something. Let me see. Here we present, share, window, Vladix, share. Where is the price guide?
Yeah, view
Right.
price guide. So sealed ones are going for over 400. There's only what? 6? There's only 6 for sale right now on Bricklink that
Yeah.
are new. I'm just talking about the new ones.
The new ones, yeah.
I had 3 times that in my truck at work one day. For $25 each. I would have bought more, but they wouldn't fit because the set is huge. And then I got home and I'm like, do I go back? Because they probably had, I don't know, 300 or 400 of them at this Target. Right. It's one of those things where they all of a sudden you go in and then the whole aisle is that set. There's this after holiday Christmas sale, and they had $25. It was 75% off. I got as many as I could fit in my thing. So it was like, oh, there's so many of these, but now there's only 6 for sale.
Right. And let's see, last 6 months sale, they were selling new $450. So they're still holding their value. 3 sold in the last 6 months.
If I had held on to my 20-something copies I bought for 20 years,
you could go on the inside tour.
Yeah.
See? There's no way. But I think you're exactly right. But this is I think that's what's going to happen to the designer program. The popularity is going to get. They're going to oversaturate.
Well, it's already getting oversaturated because all 5 of them aren't selling out.
Yeah.
Last time, 3 of them sold out last time, right?
4
of them sold out.
I think 4 of them sold out.
This time, 2 of them sold out.
Yeah.
Right.
So next time.
Right.
Yeah. And then the people, these things are lag so far behind. It's like when people get them and actually build them.
And it's not just castle and trains, right? I mean, because that's what everybody says. Oh, everybody wants is just castle and train. The people have spoken. I heard that guy say this is all about what the people want. I'm trying to go back to it. Yeah, the train bridge, the logging railroad, it ain't even halfway to the thing.
I think the problem with that set is it would have been better if it was just the train. Because like 70% of the value is in the trestle,
and it's cool looking, but it's not operational or functional.
I think I'd rather just have the train
because they needed a wide radius curve for that trestle, right? They built their own track on the built their own trestle. Trestle as it sits will not work with any Lego system, right? Obviously, you're not going to put a third-party track on there and get it in the designer program.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. If it was just the train, it might have been more appealing. The bridge is neat. I got to see the bridge at Brickworld. I got to see all these sets at Brickworld.
So did the Bricklink designer booth, did they have them?
Yes.
Did they have them built?
Yes.
You should have took pictures, man.
I did somewhere. Jason did a little video. They're all over the internet.
Apparently the booth didn't help them sell more of them.
A lot of people, I don't know how many people just stopped. It was at the front of the convention, and to me, where they were at is probably one of the worst places to be, because it's like you come in the door and then everything's in front of you and they're just to the right of you by the bathroom.
Oh,
so guess what? Everybody just goes right by it.
Yeah.
Well, they got to go back by them by the bathroom.
They do, and out and all that, but it's I don't know. This has been a big Bricklink Brickworld. There was a lot of Bricklink presence. They put in the auction several of these sets.
You didn't buy anything at the auction?
Nope. No, and Heather's mad at me because she's like, I know you wanted something, but there wasn't really anything that I wanted.
But was Bricklink trying to promote all this other stuff that they're doing that it doesn't really relate to what most of us that use Bricklink use it for?
Correct. All they were promoting was the Bricklink designer program.
Yeah.
See, that's all they were promoting.
As long as they don't raise the 3% rate, that's all I care about right now.
Yeah, I don't think. My guess is they're not going to mess with that part of it as long as this designer thing. I think is what Lego is playing with. This is I think this is what they're trying to get ideas to go. How to get ideas to go away. It's like, oh, we got the Bricklink designer program. We don't really need ideas anymore. Lego ideas. Even though there's a clear distinction, they have a clear distinction between what Lego ideas is. And they're just now saying this. I heard the guy that Jason was talking to say it, and I've heard it. I've heard it before, but I'm hearing it more now. Lego ideas is just an idea that they're giving the designers is giving to Lego. Lego is going to build something from that. I'm like, that's interesting. Whereas Bricklink designer is the mock builder's design, and they are not messing with it. At least,
they're not messing with it unless they have to for structural integrity.
They didn't with the ant farm.
That was not with the ant farm.
That was the mock.
Yeah, they probably never built. Yeah, they probably never built that one.
Yeah. So they have a distinction that they're trying to make, which makes me think that they have another. They're going to do something different with ideas as long as they keep this going. And Bricklink has a production. They have a production slot. He mentioned that a couple of times. We have a production slot, and we have to be ready to get those things into that production slot. So Lego is saying, okay, we've set the equipment is set up for you guys at this time, and you get this much time to produce whatever, which is why you're seeing the limits, because if they go over the limits, then their production cycle they'll overrun their production cycle.
So when we get a set off of Bricklink, it takes us to Lego to purchase a set or to pre-order the set.
It does now, yes.
But if you're on Lego, there's no way to find that to go back.
You gotta already know the link. Yeah.
So if you
I think you can search it.
Can you?
By the set number. I thought.
Okay, but you can't. So if you look under the menu when you go to shop, and you can shop by themes, if they put a Bricklink designer program tab on that right there, that would draw attention to it. Because as popular as it is, or as popular as it isn't.
Well, I think you hit on something with this. It might get more sales if the average person knew how to find it.
Correct.
Even if you go to Bricklink, you're like, I don't know where it is.
Or the average person saw it. How many parents and kids walk up and down the Lego aisles, never heard of Bricklink, have no idea that these sets even exist?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. They don't want average kids and parents buying these.
Because then they'll associate it with Lego when they have a bad build experience.
Exactly. Because that is something that guy said. I don't remember if it was in Jason's video or if it was just while we were sitting there talking to him, but he said the Lego ideas stuff goes through the rigid testing, and then they make it so that it's a good build experience as much as it is a good model or whatever. Whereas the Bricklink designer program is a designer's mock that is for sale. So there's a clear distinction being made there. I still think they're going to do something different than it is, but that's why you probably can't find it from Lego's website. I bet you there's not a search.
Well, it should at least be easier to find on Bricklink's website.
Well, it should be easier to find on Bricklink. I agree there.
We don't want your money. Don't come here.
Well, and is that also because I don't know how you guys do it, but when I click I got a little Bricklink icon on my toolbar. When I click it, where does it take me? It takes me to my inventory page, right? So it's like I skip everything and I'm right into my store, right? Orders is there and inventory is there. Those are the two things that I go to Bricklink unless
Do you do like me? You get the things that you do very often. And then when you're trying to find something that you don't use as often, you're like, wait a minute, how do I get there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If I have to remember program to even
Yeah.
just get to BDP. We're yeah, it's like,
So I placed. I did my first 3 orders purchasing on BrickOwl,
yeah.
Mhm.
hmm
and I still don't know how to use BrickOwl.
Have you received all the orders?
Yeah, got all my orders.
I remember
Everything
you
was
talking about
fine.
it.
It's some of the people there. They have Bricklink stores that are selling the exact same parts.
Right.
But the thing with BrickOwl that's different is most of my international ones, it tells you the shipping. Even if it's ridiculous, it tells you, which is the one thing that keeps, I got 95 shopping carts right now. And the thing that keeps me checking out is like, I don't want to do the request for invoice because I got burned on one. The guy, it was $36. He charged me $36 for shipping for some tiles and I mean stuff that will fit in a little tiny bag. And I know it's $10, $11. Everybody else charges me $10 to $15 for it, and he's charging me $36. And I'm like, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have checked out.
Right.
I just thought he was going to be reasonable, And I usually try to buy from people that got like higher feedback because they've done a lot of transactions. But every now and then, I bite the bullet and do one of the requests for invoice, and then it comes back, and I'm like, why did I do this? So if people know what the cost is at checkout, they're more likely to buy.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Forest Men Fanatic. Do you think one of the reasons why Friends sets don't sell is the color scheme? The set seems to have a lot of great parts and maybe not the greatest of colors. I think the last couple years have produced a lot of great large Friend sets that could sell well in the future. It could be the color schemes. I mean,
Yeah,
some
I
of
mean,
it.
they have a lot of weird colors, especially in the early runs. I've seen a lot more tans
Yeah.
in more natural colors recently.
I think the proof is in the pudding here. Lego keeps making Friend sets.
They must be selling.
They're selling.
So their concern isn't the resale market.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because they're not selling for us.
Yeah.
Those mini dolls don't sell.
So I think what the Friends is, you get
Unless you
people buy them, they play with them, then they drop them off at Goodwill later.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
Alex Noons.
Who's
that guy?
I think.
Where's Jason?
Where's Jason?
Land meetings at cons specifically state ambassadors only. I have noticed that spouses seem welcome, and Joshua Hanlon from Beyond the Brick always has his brother, John, with him. I guess staff are welcome. Maybe next time I'll just say Jason is on my staff and see what happens. It would be fun to see some land bouncers come in and physically remove him. And then Tiny Tipper TV says, I'm not falling for that one again. You just want the enjoyment of seeing me get publicly removed.
I'd like to see him try to remove them.
Alex also says, Earl is right in regards to investment sets these days. Sets are overproduced and have too long a run now. This has been the main reason why I've almost completely stopped investing in new sets. That logging railway Bricklink set might end up being a hot item if it stays at the current production number. As for the Mushroom House, I feel that sold out because it was actually affordable for the common consumer. Yeah, that's what we talked about for the last one. The one that didn't sell out is going to be the one that everybody's looking for. But this time there's going to be 3 of them that didn't sell out.
Right.
It's usually the one you didn't think.
Thai novel. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's always the oddball stuff that doesn't sell well that's going to be worth a lot more money in the future.
Thai novel. Joey, you talk about being the latter days. You talk about this being the latter days for you. I hope you have no regrets selling the sets that you already have and don't think you would want. The stuff that Jabo is selling, Star Wars, Friends, Galaxy Squad, etc., I doubt he would ever want them back again.
I ain't sold anything yet.
I'm having second thoughts on Galaxy Squad.
Are you?
I found the last one big set that I didn't think I had. I think I got all of them. Which is a completely, if I do have all of them, I got to do the inventory. I got to find the 2 poly bags. It's I got all of them without trying.
Without trying.
You got them all. On
Those are
clearance.
strictly bought on clearance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what the poly bags were. Galaxy.
There's three of them. I got
Oh, the little orange guy, the green guy.
yeah, I got this one here. I got to find the little orange guy and then the other one.
Well, let's see what.
What
If
are
there's
the-
two more, more than likely you have at least one of the two somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, yeah.
That mini mech was one of those that I think I got like 50 of them for $1 each back in the
Yeah,
day.
you probably got that one. I don't know about the other one though.
Where's
I
the
don't
other?
remember
Oh,
the
there's
other
another one.
Well, let me scroll down because I think. Oh, it must not.
Maybe
be.
there's only 2.
I wonder if it was. Sometimes Lego or Bricks set doesn't have them. If it was part of a gear thing or something.
Oh, there's only 12 sets total.
That's what it says. Looks like I have them all.
Wow. How about
Interesting.
that?
Did you build them all, or you have them all sealed?
No.
Hey, there's a show and tell series right there.
Oh, it's one of them that I thought because I think they're all in one tub. I
They're
think
not.
you're right. I thought there was another poly bag.
Let me look on Bricklink.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Toy Story or something.
Some of
So I've
those
been-
aren't horrible sets.
No, they were pretty good.
Yeah, but Galaxy Squad's not terrible. No, there are only 12 sets on Bricklink as well. Why did I think there were 3?
I don't know.
Huh.
Oh, I just
But to
typed
me,
it
that's a good run of a series, whether I like it or not. You know, there's 12 sets.
Well, and that's yeah, and it was space themed,
Mhm.
but it was like one sub theme that you could collect all of it. It wasn't that hard. It's also something that you could invest in. You know, I've got them for investment. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I have a lot of that stuff that I won't part with it. I'm pretty sure that the alien, what was the alien conquest?
I got it for investment, but I won't part with it.
I know. Maybe it'll make Dakota rich. Cassie, I don't know.
Thai novel. Earl, probably it would cost a bit more, but you could just insulate and temperature control the shed in the backyard. It actually would be probably just as cheap to build a new one. Jabo, would converting the attic, including insulation and temperature control, be cheaper than building a temperature controlled shed in the backyard? You might want to look into that to create a nice display area for your Lego.
I thought about the attic have a more temperature controlled storage, like to put the boxes and stuff that I'm not using at the time, where it's not going to be up there in 150-degree heat.
Right. Yeah.
And I got to think. I've always thought about having like an outbuilding for like the lawn equipment. And I'm like, you know, then people have their barns in the backyard, but it's like you still have to insulate it because it get just as hot out there as it would in the attic. And I'm like, well, I already got the structure built, just the insulation. And I was talking to somebody who knows about it, and you got to do something with to make sure you're still vented to the roof.
Yeah, you just can't put insulation and drywall it or whatever. It's
there's a reason you have an attic.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
when you counteract that reason by finishing it in, you'll run into some problems.
Yeah, that's not a Saturday afternoon project. There's a little thought that has to go into that.
Mean Stinchin, still a great show. You 4 + 1. Wait a minute. It's 3 +
London
1.
Bridge.
Who was,
we had London Bridge.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
For a minute.
Right, that's right.
Why did we all immediately think of him instead of Jason? Maybe he was the +1.
Maybe.
I'm surprised.
Oh no, we had Dakota. It was right. It was 4.
Yeah, it was 4.
Oh man, I'm terrible.
3 +. Oh,
I wonder if I wonder why Jason hasn't popped into this episode.
I don't know. He has it.
He knows we're recording.
He does.
Excavator Digger TV set 614 is better than 612.
Oh no, them fighting words.
Yeah.
Oh, they had a used tipper in an open box, so it was in the box, but it wasn't sealed at that store. How much would you think?
Oh,
it was?
is it one of these like bricks and minifigs type
Yeah,
stores?
it's like
Oh,
it's
they probably want $20 for it.
that's exactly what it was. $20.
Wow.
Okay, I don't want to speak badly, and if I've talked about this before, I'll try to keep it brief. Why do people shop there?
I don't know.
Why do people? I see this like every day. I'm getting recommended videos for people that are going to bricks and minifigs, and I'm like, why are you doing this? It's like, and then I saw one. He was so happy. He took all of his stuff and traded it in. He came back with this little pile of stuff, and I'm like, you just got ripped off.
Right.
What did you do?
Yeah,
I would have found it for you. Pay me a commission. I'll go find the set for you.
they
and
don't
sell
know
your
any better.
They don't know. Yeah. They don't know.
That's the ones that we're talking about. They have no idea about Bricklink. I was
Okay.
at the one time when that Lego show was in Kenner. There was a lady and she was going to buy like these CMFs for like 3 times the price from one. And I said, you could go on Bricklink and get those a lot cheaper. What is that? I said, just go to bricklink.com. You'll see. You feel,
Find them.
yeah.
And I understand people not wanting to go through the hassle of trying to sell stuff and all that, but it's still, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, to be honest, at a consumer retail level, bricks and minifigures is really the only option a lot of people have. Most of these people are not going to. I know, but they're not going to set up Bricklink store to try to optimize their sales of the 6 sets or whatever dozen sets that they have, and then go buy something else. Now, I do
but if I
think
can go on eBay, even
yeah,
everybody knows eBay.
yeah,
I can go on eBay and get the stuff that they're buying cheaper.
Well, that goes back to what I'm telling you about the sealed sets. You see all these sets in these stores, and it's really good to go in and look at them. But then you start like I wouldn't pay that. I mean, they want a premium for a complete set with the box, complete, but the box has been just handled and handled and handled.
Yeah, I'll never be sponsored by bricks and minifigures.
Yeah, and then the box is taped up.
yeah.
It's taped closed with a sticker on it that says complete with instructions.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Well, Atlanta Brick Co. does the same thing, right? They have their certified.
How many times do I go there?
Yeah. I've been there.
I go there to meet people, not to buy stuff.
Right.
And they've been nice. I mean, they've been nice to me. They've really. I mean, I like the people there. I like the owners.
Sure.
Now there is, there's cool stuff in there. Like I found that puzzle that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
Right.
I sent you guys pictures of that dragon bank.
Yeah.
I'd never, and that's actually a Lego deal. That's a Lego dragon in that bank. I'd never seen that before. But
there's a couple. There's a pirate one like that too. I think I got the pirate one. I don't have the dragon one though.
And you see stuff like that. And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, I enjoy going in there and I look around everything, but I come out empty-handed. I
guess there is the chance that you could find that one thing that you don't see for sale anywhere. I did see the fishing pole in somebody's video. He was at a bricks and minifigure, and he had that was a Lego. It was a freestyle set or something that came with this big plastic human fishing pole.
Was it the real fishing pole, or was
it a real fishing pole?
Okay, yeah. There was Zebco and somebody else I think made.
Yeah,
that was something Joey.
And I was like, that was pretty neat, but they're probably asking way too much for it. But it's and it's not something you're going to see for sale much.
No.
And if I saw the Fabuland piggy bank in the Fabuland tableware, then it'd be something I'd be thinking about. So maybe I should.
That's life size.
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks metallic, but I think it's plastic.
It's
I
probably
don't
big.
really know. It looks, because I think that it's more for kids, but it looks shiny. But I think it's plastic.
I would hope it's plastic.
Yeah, I'd rather it be metal,
Okay.
but then it wouldn't be for kids. So
No, then it'd almost have to be porcelain or something, porcelainized or whatever.
But there was one guy he sent me. He's always sending me, trying to get me to buy stuff from him. He had the Fabuland. He has the Fabuland. He has like multiple copies of the Fabuland Placing set, which is one of the sets I'll probably never get. And he also had the Fabuland Coin Bank. So, piggy bank.
And then the last one.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The last one, Mayo says the quality of this episode was most non-triumphant.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got Dakota on instead of me. We'll get to debating set 612 versus 614 later in the summer. 2 best sets from 74. It was a pleasure meeting you, Joey, again, and Jason for the first time at Brick World Chicago.
Yep. It was fun. Mayo had his big logo display. I wish we could have got together and got him on the podcast. I know he was out with some friends, and since he's from Australia, I'm pretty sure he was car locked. He was having to ride with whoever was giving him a ride. I know Jason gave him a ride back to his hotel because Jason was out. I think Jason gave him a ride back to his hotel one night. We were there pretty late, so that would be hard for me to be in a whole different country on a whole other side of the planet and have to rely on other people and everybody. I'm sure that he got plenty of rides and stuff, but
So I think those are the types of things I think about when I go traveling. Is like, how will I be over there getting from place to place? Will I be comfortable using the public transportation?
Right.
Will I be comfortable driving? When I was driving to Atlanta this weekend, I had to go several times at work. And I was thinking, I'm not stressed. I'm in this terrible traffic, and I'm not stressed because I know where everything is.
Right.
I said, if this was a different city, I'd be like stressed out right now. Because I don't know what lane to be in. Like you get on these interstates and there's 12 lanes, and then you find out you got to get off at that exit, and Siri tells you after you pass it.
Yep, I drove around Indianapolis and let me tell you, there is construction everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere there's construction, and it's like you merge from this interstate to this interstate, and your exit is over here. You got to cross 3 lanes of traffic in about 25 feet.
Yeah.
What?
What's that guy? There's a guy on YouTube that does traffic videos. Oh my God.
And nothing is close. Let's go eat over here. Okay, it's 25 minutes away.
Yeah, Indianapolis is spread out kind of weird.
It's
really spread out.
Yeah, Road Guy Rob.
Rob.
Yeah,
he had your state in a recent video about traffic.
Joey's state is so bad that we passed the Mountain Vernon exit.
What road were you on when you passed
Now
it?
I know why you're in the different time zone. We passed the Mountain Vernon exit, then we go into another state, then we go back into Indiana. Like,
where were you at? You were coming up 69, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
69, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
That's the problem.
we saw the Mount Vernon, like, okay, we're in Indiana. No, we're not.
Oh.
I'm surprised.
Yes,
69.
I think it was 69.
I'm
So
surprised there's a Mount Vernon exit over there for us. I mean, honestly, because Evansville it should have been in Evansville. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So if you check out Road Guy Rob, he has his last video he did, Roads Don't Have to Be Fat to Be Fast. And it was about 2 cities, and I think they were both in Indiana. One had traffic circles and one doesn't. It's the most recent video. It's that's the playlist. Search it right there. Yeah, Roads Don't Have to Be Fat to Be Fast. So I just had the intersection I get on the interstate. They just did this traffic circle thing like this, and it's like, oh my goodness. I thought it was dumb when they were doing it,
Right.
I'm sorry, we're now a traffic podcast.
Yeah.
But it was funny because it was two adjacent cities that had two different philosophies, and it was bottlenecked here because the one thought they could fix the problem by making more lanes, and it was a red light. It was a major road with a red light, and they said, we'll just make more lanes. And he showed mathematically basically why it failed. It's like, it doesn't matter how many lanes you have. Once the light turns red, no traffic going through. And so they put the traffic circle with a two-way bridge, and it just fixed the problems. He's like, you don't even notice the traffic. But anyway, that shows you sometimes you got to think outside the box.
Sure. Yeah.
And, and so don't shop at Bricks and Minifig.
Yeah.
And unlike
Just
you,
proud.
who have that has no problems with Atlanta traffic, me and my wife do everything we possibly can to avoid Atlanta when we're going down south. Because
I'm kind of annoying as a backseat driver or shotgun driver. I'm kind of annoying if you're going through Atlanta because I know exactly what lane to be in, and I'd be like, "Get in this lane," and they'll be a car slow, and they'll go around, they'll get over, and I'm like, "Just stay in the lane. Don't matter if the traffic comes to a stop. Just stay in this lane, and you won't ever have to get out of it. But if you get out of it, then you got to get back into it at some point. It might be hard."
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only town that I felt like the other drivers were actively trying to run me off the road.
They do drive very fast, but when I went to New York, the first time I went to New York, it was a lot of aggressive drivers. This last time, I was getting people blowing their horn at me for no reason, like because I was making a left turn, but I wasn't cutting the guy off that was going the opposite direction to go ahead and do my turn.
Right.
Like, I don't pull out in front of somebody.
Yeah.
But there they do. They pull out in front of people.
Yeah.
Like,
no, in New York, you gotta there's no room for dummies in New York. You need to know where you're going, what you're doing, because everybody else is New York is usually kind of one of those, they're gonna yell at you, but they're usually
they want you to keep going.
Get out of keep moving.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was the thing. They were not yelling that I cut them off. They were yelling that I didn't cut somebody else off.
Yeah. It's all right if you cut me off. Just get out of the way.
Go. But if I go, that car might hit me, and this other car I'm like, oh
my gosh. Yeah. Well, here go the ratings. Traffic podcast. Now.
Yeah. What city has the worst traffic? There's our poll.
Yeah. Okay. Hammond, Mount Vernon, or Atlanta.
It won't be Hammond.
There's no traffic in Hammond.
Or Mount Vernon.
Well,
wait a minute. When the trains come across the track, there's all kinds of traffic at Mount Vernon.
Our traffic is when the interstate's backed up and people get off and come through Hammond to go around the interstate. We do have a major intersection, and it doesn't get bottled up, but it takes sometimes it'll take 2 cycles to go through, and it's a pretty major intersection. You're like,
have you ever been at a traffic light and the person in the front didn't pull up close enough to the light to make it change?
Not recently. No.
I know what you're talking about.
Especially turn lanes. If there's a sensor that's built in, it uses induction.
Yeah.
So a large metal object pulls over this sensor, then it sees it. And I've seen people park behind it. Or they pulled up past the balk line, and they're sitting out in the intersection, and the light turns red, so now they're stuck there, and then nobody else comes behind them. So the next light comes, and it doesn't change because they're not on it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I have actually seen people who are above, or as you called it, the bulk line, above the white line, right? So they're past the sensors, and I have stopped short of the sensors just to see how long. But because we are such terrible drivers in Indiana, they put an extra sensor above the white line.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they know you're going to do that.
They know ain't nobody stopping at that.
Yeah, and they have a sensor. Some places they'll put a sensor further back to let them know that the traffic has backed up.
Yeah. They're starting to install those. They're not a camera, but it's some kind of, I don't know if it's LiDAR or whatever it's doing, but it just sees the traffic. We're starting to see those more in Evansville and on the highways where you don't have the induction sensors anymore. So they say they're
We
cheaper.
are definitely a travel podcast.
Yeah. If you're watching the last 15, 20
here's
minutes
the
of
thing.
us,
We know a little bit about everything, but we don't know a lot about anything.
that's why we
Yeah,
gotta cover everything.
Yep. Yeah, you never know what we're going to talk about. Neither do we.
No.
Well, is that it? Are
That's
we done?
I think so.
Well, I guess we better go.
Uh,
And if you've watched this long, then you must be subscribed. So I don't need to ask you. Or you must really hate the podcast.
Yeah.
So
watching.
we will care when the cows come home. See, I tried to tie it in.
You did a good job. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Is this the end?
This is the end.
Is it over?